We will be starting this challenge with $0 in the bank and only an axe to help us earn money. To make things harder, there will be no loans, no leasing, no teleporting, no generators, and no collectibles. Is this even gonna be possible? Let's find out. All right, the first thing we can do is probably the only thing we can do is a deadwood contract, $1,350. So we're gonna start that off and head across the map. Now there's no teleporting, so we're gonna have to run all the way across the map on foot. We get to our first deadwood contract, and we're gonna get our axe out and hack through the first tree and then go through all the rest of the trees and earn our first bit of money. So 1,350 isn't a bad start here with this contract. We got that one done and we're about to turn it in, and then we're gonna have a look and see what other contracts we can do. It's probably just gonna be deadwood contracts for now until we can buy our first vehicle. So it's gonna be a bit of a slow slog at the beginning. And as you can see, there are no other contracts at the moment. So we have to fast forward time just a little bit. And taking a look at the first vehicle we are eyeing up to purchase, the lawn mower, the little ride-on lawnmower, is $2,350. Now we do fast forward a bit of time and a couple of deadwood contracts do pop up. So we accept that one there. It's the other side of the map and we run on over, and there we are. The trees look quite easy to find for this one, so this should be pretty straightforward to get another couple of $1,000 in the bag, and then we can think about buying our first lawnmower. As you can see, done there, turn in 1,500, and we now have just under $3,000, which we can use to go and buy that lawnmower. So that's our first big ticket purchase, is a ride-on lawnmower. It's a pretty small 0.5 meter working width, so doing the lawn mowing contract, or the tractor mowing contracts, is going to be a bit tricky if they get quite big, but it will do for now. And now we have two options. We've got deadwood and we've also got lawn mowing. We're going to do another deadwood contract here, and this one was a bit of a nightmare. I got here thinking it would be a piece of cake. We arrived, and yeah, we spent about an hour of real time finding a tree which was inside of another tree. You can see I've got one tree left to go, and I find it here inside of this giant tree, and I couldn't even reach it. So I cut up one of the other deadwood trees, started stacking it on top of each other to make a kind of ladder so I could get up and reach it, and we finally got the prompt to cut the tree down and finish the contract. This was a full hour of me looking for that tree, trying to get up there to sort it out, but we got it done in the end, turned in another deadwood contract, and we have another one popping up here not far away down the road, so we're going to accept that and head on down this way as well. This one is another one for 1,500, which will put us up to $3,500. Nice and easy to cut with this axe. We've got these trees sorted. At the moment, it's the only way we can earn money. We're waiting for some mowing contracts to pop up, but we're not having any luck with those so far. And as we say that though, a giant mowing contract pops up, $7,600. But the problem is with this tiny mower, look how big field 84 is. So we make our way over there very shortly. We also accepted contract for field 34, which is $500, which is a nice small one. That'll be a little bit of extra income, but this huge one is going to take forever. And I arrive at the daunting task ahead, looking at how big this field actually is and how small this mower is. So we get started, and this, no word of a lie, took me about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours to do. We got there in the end, but it was so much mowing. I was getting tired. I had to take breaks from doing it, and the AI won't do it either because it doesn't register as a field with this mower mod. So we finally got it done. We finally made some money. It's literally been a couple of hours, and there we are. We are doing the hard slog to earn the money we need to get this started properly, and we have made ourselves $7,600 in the bank, and we're going to go quickly off to do the other 34 contract as well, just to earn another $500 and probably finish off the day pretty soon for the first month. As you can see, that one's done as well. We've got 11,000 in the bank at the moment, about to get another 500. There might be a couple more deadwood contracts that pop up for us to do, but that mowing one was not enjoyable, that is for sure. It took a long time to do, and we're eyeing up our second purchase, guys, the Massey Ferguson 675, the small tractor. It's a little modded tractor. It's $26,500. It is definitely something we're going to be aiming to get first because it's one of the cheaper tractors that is functionable enough and has a front loader attachment as well. Cutting down the next deadwood contract set of trees, we get another $1,000 just under in the bank account as well, which puts us up to just above 12,000. Slowly earning more money, and then we get another mowing contract here. We accept this one, we head over to field 12, and we get started. And this one's about half the size of the big one we did, about 34. So this one's much easier to do. It took a lot less time. And as we get to the end of it here, you can see it took about half an hour of the in-game time. And that's going to net us a nice little amount of money, another 2,500 into the bank, from 12,500 now up another 12,800. And we're going to be going up a couple more thousand. And you can see we're contemplating what we do for the rest of this month, guys. We're in August still, the first year, and we're just checking the last contracts to see if there's any more we should do. There is one more Deadwood contract, but it is on the other side of the map, which will take a bit of a trek to get over there. But I thought I may as well do this last one here, and then we'll end the month and head on into September and see what September holds for mowing and doing the Deadwood contracts. So I've done quite a lot of Deadwood contracts at the moment, and they are quite easy money. You can see we've got another one done here, and turning that one in, we are heading into September. Now, in September, I thought it'd be a good time to take a look at the different implements we could possibly put on our small tractor. There was a weeder there, which you could use for contracts. There was a mower, a tedder here as well as the bale wrapper, which could go on the back or the front. All different things, as well as this cultivator here that we could use for different contracts. Trying to figure out what would be best. And this one here, just 2,000, which we might buy first to do some of the fertilizing contracts as well. So getting this month started off, and we are going to accept a a mowing contract. Was quite a big one, and I thought I'd give it a go with putting the AI onto it and hiring someone for the first time to take on this contract for me. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, so I've left him to it. He's doing the headlands over there, and we're going to go off and do the Deadwood contract just to start doubling up on the money we're earning. So once we finished that Deadwood contract, I went back and checked on him in the field, and he was doing a good job, but it also realized he was only like cutting a little bit off the edge, so I was wondering if we hadn't got the margins right. So I hired someone new, I set them off, and they seem to be doing a lot better. And once we realized that they looked like they were doing pretty good, we saw a small Deadwood contract for $750. So we accepted that, ran over there and cut those trees down as well, just to get a little bit of extra money in. And as you can see, we realized the mower has been abandoned in the trees, and it looks like we're gonna have to go back and investigate what's going on and probably take this on ourselves. And there it is in the bush. It's like the person didn't feel like they were up for the job. They didn't want to do it, so they've just left it and they've just buggered off home. So we're going to have to take this over and complete it ourselves, I think, by the looks of it. It's quite a big field, so this is going to take quite a while. And as you can see, I've accidentally left it on 5 times. So I think we actually go on into the night after this one. You can see it's nighttime here. Didn't realize it was still on 5 times, but just as we come into the last of it here, we pick up the last and finish this contract and get another 4,800, 4,400 there onto the contract income, which is really helpful for us. And there's one more Deadwood contract we're going to do this evening before we end this month as well, finishing up September with one more Deadwood contract before heading into October. We do have to be careful when we head into the winter months, because we will be running out of some of the contracts to do. There definitely won't be any grass cutting. And October has arrived, and we've arrived into another Deadwood contract for 2,500. This is quite a big one. On the other side of the map, so again, another trek across the map with our mower. We're cutting these ones down. The leaves have changed color, and we got another 2,550 in the bank, which means we technically have enough to buy our small tractor that we're looking for. But before we do that, I noticed there was 2 mowing contracts up in field 44 and 35, both for around 1,500 each. So I thought I'd take those on as the last 2 mowing ones we do with this little mower, finishing up 44 here, and then we're going to sell this mower, and then we're going to buy the Massey Ferguson tractor, and then take that as we progress on getting the implements we need, and probably buy the fertilizer as well and start taking fertilizing contracts, because they'll be a little bit quicker than doing these mowing contracts. So that'll definitely help, and we won't be getting as much money in because of the fertilizer. But finishing up here, field 35 and 44 both done in October. We got 26,800 in the bank, and once we turn these 2 in, that'll add another 1,200 into the profits, as well as another 1,700. So this little mower has done well. It's done its job, but it is way too small and way too tedious to be using on these big fields. So we're going to take it back. We're going to trade it in. Remember, we bought it for 2,350, and we can sell it for $2,002. That's a pretty good return on an item we've had for a couple of months. So we're going to sell that there, head to the shop, and pick up our brand new tractor, the Massey Ferguson 675 here. It's going to be our first proper tractor. We've got 31,800, and once we buy this for 26,500, that puts us down to 5,300, and we buy this for 2,000 for the fertilizing, and that's given us a nice little new implement to use. We've got more Deadwood contracts to pick up, but we're also going to fill this thing with solid fertilizer ready to go. So we've now got $1,400 left, but this thing is filled up and ready to do at least 1 or 2 fields depending on the size. We arrive here at the Deadwood contract before we do the fertilizing, and just cut down a couple more trees just to get a little bit more income in there. 1,350 once again. And then we find 2 fertilizing contracts, both for just over $2,000 each, which will net us around 4,500 at the end. And once again, we accidentally went a little too far into the day, and nighttime decided to show up. But I have managed to get to these fields, and we're going to fertilize this first one here. And it wasn't quite big enough to use in one go, so we had to head back to the shop and fill up again. But we got to the end of this field with about 1.5 trailer loads full of it, and we complete that one there, turn that one in, and head off back to the shop to fill up once again. And our last couple of runs here before we finish this episode up, we are heading back to the second field to fertilize and making big progress now. We've gone from having an axe to having a tractor with a fertilizer on the back, and where to from here? We've got finish this field off, get another little bit of money, and we'll end up with about 7,500 in the bank to finish this episode off. And then what implements are we going to buy next? We're going to get another tractor, get another AI doing some of the contracts for us so we can build up enough money. 2,200 in the bank there, and it's looking really good. Now, this is the overview of our balance, guys. It's looking really good. If you scroll down to the bottom here, you'll see we spent 500 on wages, but we also made 19,000 from contract income the first day, 7,500 the second day, and 11,700 today. So we've made a good amount of money without spending too much, and we've come a long way. I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys, and I'll see you guys all in the next episode. Peace.